Hey guys, it's QuickyBaby and welcome back to World of Tanks. This time I am playing in the mouse with Lin and with Kubus from QSFX. Now what is the mouse? If you have no idea, this is the Tier 10 German heavy tank and it is 190 tons of absolute awesome. And the reason why it weighs 190 tons is because its frontal hull armor is 200 millimeters thick. Even its side armor is 185. And don't take your chances with the rear armor of this tank either, because it's 160 millimeters thick. And when it comes to the turret, 240 at the front, 210 of very well angled side armor as well, and 210 at the back with a slight slant upwards, which can help. Now when you angle your turret like this in the mouse, it is very hard for the enemies to go through you. But more on that later, because let's take a look at what Psychic QuickyBaby thought about this matchup as it was happening live. Well, the funny thing about this is that we've got fairly good heavy tanks, and they've got really good medium tanks. So the way that I see this game going is they're going to take the northwest, and then they're going to push down, and they'll end up killing our Tier 10 artillery in base. Whereas we will go and take ages in the town to try and push through them, and by that time we'll have lost the base, and the mouse isn't fast enough to be able to get back anyway. So thanks for the update, Psychic Baby, really appreciate it, and unfortunately it looks like that your pessimism is coming into fruition in this game. 2 Batchats down, an Object 907 on the other flank also down, and very soon the AMX 1390 on my team is going to take a dive as well. Oh gosh, that flank is not going very well. I'm trying to do Heavy Tank Mission 12, Sturdy Armor. I have to block 3 times the health points of my vehicle and also do 3,000 damage. And so for the mouse, that's 9,000 blocked. And so, I've got this very handy counter up in the top corner, as you can see here. It counts how much damage we blocked during the game. So far, we've blocked 750 and we've done 0 damage. And obviously that's included in my hit log in my mod pack as well. Now this modification is something that I've only got specifically to try and do some of these bounce missions, as it was getting very frustrating for me to kind of guess about how much you've done. This kind of makes it more of a science, and you can start to figure out whether you're close to completing your mission. I will say that I'm firing quite a lot of APCR this game, and that should be taken into account. Usually the penetration of the mouse is, I think, 246, yes, but when you fire APCR it goes up to 311. And I do feel a little bit bad for these E100s because they're firing regular rounds at me. I've already managed to block 3,000 damage. That is my hit points in damage from these E100 tanks. And right now the enemy team could decide if they wanted to just win this game. All they'd have to do is to sit in the cap circle and it's a 100% victory for them. But it looks like the opportunity to kill the entirety of 2 mouse, an E100 and an IS-7 is just too lovely. And the greed is real. The enemy team are deciding that they don't need to cap, and they're going to come and try and finish us off. And that's very dangerous when you corner a QuickyBaby along with Lin and Kubus, as we're going to find out. So finally the E100 manages to penetrate my tank, doing 783 damage and taking out my engine. But thankfully a repair kit puts us back into order. We leave the mouse on 9 health, who now locks Lin on the edge of the map. You know, the IS-7, it's heavy, but it's not E100 heavy, and Lin has now been trapped on the edge of the map. I need to turn my armor quickly to try and absorb some of the rounds from this Batchat. We absorbed 2 from him here. What a result, and we managed to track him. Hopefully that 5120 can make use of the tracking. Oh yes! Kubus puts in a good shot there in the mouse, and that Batchat has to flee away. Okay, no problem. Soviet heavy tank recovery service coming in. I can't imagine many tanks that could push an E100 out the way, except of course this 190 tons of German fun that is the mouse. 1 push. I can be your hero, baby. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing anymore. And Enrique Iglesias, please don't sue me. I didn't mean it, okay? No problem. Anyway, oh god, I wish I hadn't done that. Maybe I should edit that out. Restart the video. No, it's okay. I think we're going to have to leave it. But we save Lin in her IS-7. And we need her. We need all of those 100% hit points that she's got left. and that 130mm gun on the IS-7 in this fight. We're going to need everything that we've got if we want to take out the enemy team. Look at this. It's us, an AMX 50 120, and the E-75 versus 8 tanks on the enemy team, and a lot of them are very good players in Tier 10 vehicles. So unfortunately, we've already lost our E-75, but the plan right now is that we have to shoot our way out of trouble. One thing that we have going for us is a lot of health, and look at those heat rounds getting absorbed into my spaced armor. Those 330mm heat shells from the E-50M and the Object 430 unable to go through the side spaced armor of my tank, and I believe they hit me in the side of the turret there to finally be able to do some damage to me, but it's too late for the E-50M. Kubus takes out the Batchat as well, that wounded Batchat, and suddenly this game is starting to look a lot like we might have a chance. A good double tap there by me and Lin, and now we get to apply some pressure to the Object 140. Now the Mouse isn't the best tank for chasing vehicles. As we mentioned, it's got a 20km/h top speed limit. But it is persistent in its chase. It does have a lot of engine power. When you're on hard terrain like this, you can manage to get around. But that 430 is very fast, and I definitely want to take him out because he's the one who can do a huge amount of damage to us if we allow him to shoot the side of our vehicles. Now Kubus has seen better days. He only has 20% of his hit points remaining, but that's still enough to take a shot from an IS most of the time. My mouse arse is strong. Bounces the IS-7 off the back there, putting the total that I've bounced this game to 5,570 and my total damage to nearly 5k. I would absolutely love to hit that Object 430, but we're going to have to go for the Mouse instead. The T-30 takes a big shot from one of my friends. This game certainly isn't safe. Look, one of the IS-7s is on full health. So we come up with a plan, and if you want to see the live version of this, you want to check my Twitch page. But I still don't want to leave that 430 around. What a shot! Lin takes out the 430. That was the one that we were really worried about. So far, we have picked up, gosh, 8 kills between us. Can we get through this endgame situation where we're against 2 IS-7s and a T-30, even though those Soviet Tier 10 heavies are on, well, one of them's on full health, or at least he was. So what is bad for the Mouse with an IS-7? Well, if it starts to try and face-hug you and you don't have APCR, it can be bad. Luckily for me, however, the IS-7 turns his tracks there, which allows me to take them clean off and allows Kubus to put in another good shot. And we are now just teeing off on this IS-7. Poor guy, nothing he can do here. He is going from 2,000 hit points all the way down to 0. Unfortunately, it looks like Kubus misses his opportunity, but we can take him down. Oh, well, never mind. Lin is here. Lin picks up the kill on the IS-7. Good one there, Lin. So now, I cannot believe we managed to get through that situation. Absolutely mental. 9 kills so far between us. The pure greed on the enemy team has enabled us to make a comeback here. And we get behind this IS-7. Oh, not feeling so good about your side armor now, buddy. And completely unnecessary APCR rounds that I'm firing here, if I'm honest. But a nice bounce there with angling my side armor and my turret. And I know that we have him now. Good job there. Kubus picking up the 5th kill of the game. Great game there by Kubus. And so now it becomes, can I bounce 3,000 damage? In this kind of a situation, we know that the T-30 isn't really going to be able to win. We'd have to play terribly for the T-30 to win here. Can we get my mission done? So I tell Kubus and Lin, hey, just let me try and bounce him for a little while. So we're currently up to 6,060 damage bounce. All we need is another 2,000. Sorry, make that 3,000. Gosh, what an idiot. We have to get to 9,000 damage bounced. I'm going to have to bounce him a lot of times. Okay, if he hits me with his 155mm gun, it's not going to be that hard. Each time I bounce him, we are going up 750 damage blocked. Lin puts in a big shot there into the T-30. And now, he is really going to struggle to be able to take down all these behemoths. So we get to play with our food a little bit. I'm angling the mouse pretty much perfectly there. He tries to shoot through the side. Nope. 7,560 damage blocked. Come on, Mr. T30. Just 2 more shots, please. 2 more shots, and I will have completed Heavy Tank Mission 12. Try and give him the front of my tank. There we go! 8,310 damage blocked. Just 1 more ricochet, and I'm going to complete Heavy Tank 12. Come on, T30. Come on, T30. But it looks like he's getting wise to what we're doing. Oh, no, that's not part of the plan, T30. Oh, yes. No, no, no! How rude. How rude, sir. Oh, God, he sets me on fire. And we decide that's dangerous enough. Let's finish off this T30. And I think at this time, I let Lin pick up the kill because I thought that she was still able to complete one of her missions. But it was unfortunate because she had to kill heavy tanks and not tank destroyers. And so I didn't manage to get the ricochet that I needed to complete Heavy Tank 12 Sturdy Armor in the mouse. But that's okay because it's not too many times that you get to pick up 11 kills with your friends in Tier 10 heavy tanks. What a fantastic game here. The enemy team got greedy thinking they outnumbered us enough to be able to come and take our hit points away from us, but we certainly didn't let them take them easily. And it was very satisfying to take down this 50-50 matchup while we were outnumbered by some rather strong players. So let's just take a very quick look at the post-game stats. So a fantastic round here for the mouse. We picked up the high caliber, the Confederate, and the steel. What? Oh my god, Kubus, you out-tanked me this game, blocking more damage than I was able to do. Hats off to you, sir. To get our high caliber, we did 6,354 damage, receiving a potential damage of over 9,000, enough to kill us 3 times over. And we also managed to pick up over 2,000 D-tracking assistance points. I must say I did fire a filthy amount of APCR this game, and I nearly managed to break even, losing 2,000 credits. But when we were under this kind of pressure, 1 or 2 more bounces could have been absolutely fatal for the platoon. Nevertheless, there were a lot of shots which did not require it, and it was a little bit greedy for me. But, I don't even really mind, because the mouse for me is a pimp tank, and I have so many premium rounds usually shot at me and this kind of thing, that I think they deserve some back. One thing that was fantastic about this round is that all 3 of us picked up Ace Tanker badges, with our combined total of 16,600 damage between us. An absolutely huge game for Tier 10 Heavies. And I must say a massive thank you to Lin and Kubus for joining me in a platoon on the live stream. It was a hell of a lot of fun to play with both of you. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this replay as well. If you did, please consider giving this video a like down below, especially if you liked my rendition of Hero. Yeah, it was awesome, right? And if this replay has sparked your interest in the heaviest tank in the game, then simply click up here and you can go through to KDA having a far better game in the mouse than I ever will. And let me know in the comments down below what you think about Tier 10 German heavy platoons. Do you think that all of that health gives you the room that you need to be able to weather the storm and carry the game? Or maybe you think that the lack of mobility means it's far too easy for the enemies to outmaneuver you and dominate you. And we saw in this game that we only came through with the victory because the enemies were greedy and didn't cap the base. Either way, I know for sure that when you get rolling with a couple of good friends, there's nothing quite like the mouse. And so as always, thank you so much for watching. You've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.